How bad does it look? Oh my God. Oh. Oh, that's a bit rough. Check this out. It's the all-new, all-electric Mercedes G-wagon, and it's a bit bizarre. Now I know there will be people writing in the comments that, oh, this is not a real G-wagon, and we'll get to that in a sec. First, let's talk price and range, and you can buy one of these slices of brutalist architecture today for the low, low price of $231,000. It's not that low. You do, however, get 450 Ks out of one charge, but as you're about to see, there's a lot more going on underneath this really bulbous bonnet. All right, you join me in the G580. We start off-roading. That is an unusual way to start a video review of a car, but let's start with tech specs before we get to the off-road segment coming up. So we have 432 kilowatts with more than 1,100 torquing Isaacs between all four wheels. Yes, of course, it's all-wheel drive, but it does one better. This is the first off-road vehicle I've ever been in that has an individual electric motor on each wheel, and it's got a low-range gearbox, a reduction box on each wheel as well. That's crazy. It means that 1,162 watt Newton meters of torque should be dropped viciously to each wheel. As for the battery, well, wait till you hear this. It has nothing small on this car. 116 kilowatt hours of battery capacity, which, makes it feel surprisingly short-footed. This is a lean and a half, isn't it? Okay, despite its mass and girth, it does supposedly 0 to 100 in 4.7 seconds. And that is striking when you consider how heavy it is. 3,085 kilograms. This is one of the heaviest vehicles I've ever driven. It does have some very cool party pieces when off-roading though, starting with G-steer, which when activated means that when you go around a tight corner, it can lock up the inside wheel and apply more power to the outside wheel to sort of help drag/skid the back out to get tightly around corners. And then it does one thing better. It's got tank turns. G-turns as they're called, which means that you can have this vehicle do a 360-degree spin on its axis with each wheel spinning at a different speed. I don't envy Mercedes because, let's face it, the G-wagon has been around since 1979. It is basically the same age as me. And, well, Mercedes have got their hands full trying to turn a body and frame this old into something fresh. The easiest way they've done it, however, is just simply put a big fat battery pack in it, overload it with electric motor power, and make it clean and responsive, so this thing is emitting no emissions right now. Which, if you are an Ecotricity customer, will not surprise you, and if you're not, here comes the plug. We're doing it early. Ecotricity.co.nz. It is New Zealand's only certified climate-positive electricity provider. All the electrons they provide to you come from only wind, hydro, and solar. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. You can also save a bit of cash. But right now, I'm going to try and keep us alive. Let's talk design though, and this is, well, it's everything I'm not. It's tough, it's rugged, and it's high performance. Take a look at that exterior design. It is boxy. It is a bit of brutalist architecture on wheels. In fact, the only thing this vehicle and I have in common is we are both very square.
Oh, that
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. The dad jokes are flowing. It does have some very cool design features though. Like, I mean, look at that grille. That is a grille that means business. That's the sort of grille you would expect to see in a documentary about warlords. Well, at least someone laughs at my jokes. But being an electric high-performance car, Mercedes have made this a little different. They have given it some blue accents. For example, we've got blue stitching, we've got blue carbon fiber bits, we've got blue trim around the outside, and it's much like that famous blue ringed octopus. They put the blue signs on them to make sure you know this is different, this one's spicy, it means business. Oh, I wasn't ready for that.
No.
Moving south to the wheel height, well, this is where it gets interesting. It has 20-inch wheels as stand on the car, and they look very cool. They're very snazzy looking Mercedes wheels. But if you want to spend an extra $3,800, you can buy black wheels. Same design, but black. I've got a top tip for you right here. Go to Bunnings Warehouse instead, spend $10 on a can of black spray paint, and just paint them yourselves. There you go. I've basically just saved you $3,790. You owe me a beer. In essence, this would not be out of place in Dubai. This would not be out of place if you are a eco-friendly Italian mafia member. Speaking of which, looking at the back, I did the mafia test and it fits me effortlessly. 555 litres of boot space back there. But if you need more, don't worry. You can drop those back seats down and suddenly 1990, that's how many litres it has, mostly because it's got a massive high roof on it. Looking at the back of the car though, you might think that that is a wheel cover to house a spare wheel, and it's not. It is actually a design box. That's what Mercedes calls it. It's just a little cubbyhole to store your charging cables and things. That being said, Mercedes did say this morning that a spare wheel option is being organised now, so stay tuned. As for ingress and egress, you may find that getting in and out of this machine is a little tricky. You've got a big fat sill, you've got that running board, which means you will have to limber up before you leap in and out of this car. Oh my good Lord. I want to get out of this rut.
No, you're in it.
Oh, I'm in it. Oh, we're with the Lord now. As for the interior, it is available in black as standard, but you can also, and I love this, you can get this in both beige leather and my favorite, brown leather. Finally, thank you, Mercedes. Here we go.
Just concentrate on this, please.
Yep.
Just let it feed through. Oh God. Jesus.
Keep the power on steady and we're good. All right, now that's done. Back to the car review. The interior, as you can imagine, has been completely modernized. It's a little different from the first one that rolled out as a military vehicle in 1979. This has got all the mod cons, all the luxury features you'd expect. Illuminated vents, illuminated lighting, soft padded surfaces, lots of fancy stitching. However, they've also modernized it with this, the Mercedes steering wheel, which, well, let's face it, it's got capacitive buttons, which in theory work great, but it's a lot like, imagine if a cat was a steering wheel. So you think you learn how the cat works, you think you learn its personality, but before you know it, you click on something and then the opposite happens. What you don't expect happens. Like for example, I want to press left or right, and you might get center or up or down. Mercedes, please, I beg you, give me regular buttons on a steering wheel. What about a 40% decline right now?
Yep.
45, 47%, 50%, reverse.
Okay.
57%.
Yep.
Oh, you are kidding me.
Here we go. Alley up.
That's insane.
Yep.
One thing it does come with as standard though is the sunroof. It's a regular size sunroof, but it does have a sun shield and it opens fully if you want to reenact that scene from Spaceballs of Dark Helmet combing the desert. Okay,
Yes.
I'm going to
Put
put
your
the window up.
Put your window up.
Okay,
Okay.
wait for
all
the.
right.
Oh, that's a long.
Okay.
Okay, ready, and we maintain
And we
momentum.
go.
Off we go.
Momentum,
Gentle
momentum.
speed.
Momentum.
Bugger me.
Right. Oh, thank God. Oh, not too much.
Not too
right.
much. Crikey.
Oh boy.
Oh
Christ.
gosh, I should point out as we just bottomed out, this thing has serious underbody protection. It weighs something like 70 kilos if I remember them saying this morning. It can handle the weight of the vehicle in a 5 by 5 centimeter square. That's how strong it is. It's made of bulletproof almost material. In terms of creature comforts though, it has seats as you'd expect. It's also got ventilated seats in the front seats. Of course, it's got fruit and robot. It's got wireless phone charging in an unusual spot right here. It's got all the stuff you'd expect, but one cool gadget it has G-roar, which emulates the sound of a combustion engine, which, purists among you will be saying, well, that's absolutely pointless, but having driven the Ioniq 5N, I'm now in love with really authentic sounding fake engine noises because they just make you feel good. That's all the good. Now we have to unfortunately address the bad, and I'm not just talking about the steering wheel, I'm talking about the vehicle's weight. So it's almost 3.1 tons, right? It's got a vehicle maximum weight rating of 3.5 tons. The thing is, in New Zealand, on a regular car license, you can drive a car up to 6 tons. Easy, no worries. However, a car can only weigh up to 3.5 tons. And this thing, if you put 4 burly blokes and all their luggage, you would be getting close to 3.5 tons in this vehicle, which means it would have to get a certificate of fitness, not a warrant of fitness. So you have to be very mindful with the weight of this car, the weight of the batteries, the weight of the tech, that you don't overload it and become a criminal. But now, it is time for the piece of resistance. The moment you've been waiting for, we're gonna do tank turns. So tank turn button. Which way should we go? Left? I'm gonna go right, hold down the pedal, and then press the accelerator. Apparently I'm supposed to put my foot down. I've never done this before. Bugger me. This is ridiculous. I love it. All right. I want one. Oh, you can't use this on tarmac, I should point out. This is only for dirt roads. If it detects solid ground tarmac, it will stop. Otherwise, unless you've got shares in the tyre company on this car, then yeah, you're gonna wanna stop it. I'm gonna now exit with dignity and let someone else have a go. Basically, this is a teaser of what this vehicle is capable of. A full review, including real-world range, real-world problems, real-world charging speed, and real-world potato storage capacity is coming soon. So do hit the like and the subscribe button because that video is going to be fun. You're going to want to see it. See you then.